Ollie, how are the lads feeling going into a tougher away trip at Morecambe this weekend?
Everyone's sort of quite confident. Everyone's trying to build on what we've been doing in the last few weeks, and obviously picked up a good win in the league, so we need to build on that now.
Yeah, I guess a couple more wins ahead of Christmas will just see you climb that league table. That must be your short-term goal.
Yeah, obviously it's quite a busy period, and you want to be picking up as many points out of as many games as possible. And I don't see with how we're playing at the minute that we won't do that.
No, do you feel like you're in a team who are third from bottom in League Two?
Not really, because
with the fall.
The last few games we've sort of played quite well, and we've scored a good couple of goals at against Wimbledon, and then obviously played quite well against Crawley, and we're not really conceding any goals at the minute, so it's going quite well, and we obviously just want to keep winning games ourselves.
And how do you feel now that you're fit? What was it like being on the sideline, having forced your way, into the first team?
It's obviously a good feeling to be getting selected every week, but then I knew within myself that against Cheltenham my hamstring wasn't quite right, and I wasn't going to risk it, because obviously I don't want to be out for a long term, so quite sensibly sat out, and I felt good after a couple of days, and obviously I was on the bench against Wimbledon, and it was obviously good to play 90 minutes again against Crawley.
I guess having the injuries you've had, that wasn't too bad, was it? This most recent one.
It was just a tightness where obviously we've trained quite hard and played a lot of games. For me, I've not played this amount of games in a long time, and obviously it's sort of catching up with me. But a couple of days of rest and I was fine. And
it shows how far you have come. That it was a miss when you were out. That Rovers were disappointed to be back. Does it show the progress you've made? That your absence was felt.
I'd like to think obviously it shows when I'm not playing, but I'd like to think that it gives opportunities to others as well. And obviously when I come in, I just want to do my best for the team and obviously try and pick up points and win games.
Yeah, we've talked about Mitch Harding, and he's played in midfield even though he's a striker. He's a similar, he's a young player. What's he like off the field, and what's to say about his character that he was willing to play out of position if it meant playing first team football?
Mitch is always one of the hardest working, and he's always trying to improve, and he always will, because his attitude's good, and he's obviously quite a big, strong boy for his age, and he's quite fit, so there's no reason why he couldn't do it. And he played there a couple of years ago when he was in the youth team, and he's obviously moved up front, but he's still quite technically good enough to play in midfield, and obviously with more games you get in a certain position you get better at it, which he showed.
And what could it do if you could beat Morecambe, get into the next round of the Cup, and then beat Portsmouth? The men will be buzzing going into Christmas, won't it?
Well, that would be ideal, but we just concentrate on the next game ahead, and obviously we want to beat Morecambe on Saturday, and obviously a good win in the Cup as well. Keep going.